Thank you, President Corso, and to the board. And thank you, President, for your leadership, and Supervisor Mueller for your leadership, your partnership as well on this. I know that the board is very familiar with these issues. You have been leading in these areas for many, many years, particularly as I look at Supervisor Spear and her longstanding leadership on issues of health and on immigration. This is at the confluence of those issues, of course. The 10th Amendment provides you and other local counties and cities the ability to protect health and safety of your residents through land use. That's an important mechanism, and I come to you in a spirit of partnership to ask the County of San Mateo to consider becoming the first jurisdiction in the region to deploy its land use authority to impose conditions and reasonable restrictions that will prohibit unsafe ICE detention facilities, limit their locations, and ensure that you have the legal control over any facilities, operations, and characteristics to protect the health and safety of San Mateo County residents. I would point out, President Corso, you thanked me for including you. I should thank you because you are, in fact, leading the effort. The city of San Jose will be having a public hearing tomorrow. We have other cities that are quite interested in jumping in as well. And we thank you very much for being willing to go first. The state recently issued a report, that is the Department of Justice did here in California, detailing many of the factual conditions that provide you the legal basis for moving forward around health and safety concerns. The state DOJ's report this year detailed overcrowding, a lack of access to medical care, inadequate food and water, unsanitary conditions, and alarming increase in fatalities in those ICE facilities here in California. We have 7 detention facilities in Southern California, no large detention facilities in Northern California. I, of course, would like to keep it that way. We've seen 6 deaths in those 7 facilities in a period of just half a year. We understand, I know you understand well, what that means for our communities. Of course, my motivations may expand beyond mere health and safety. I am deeply concerned about how these detention facilities enable ICE to conduct large-scale operations that severely disrupt our communities, our neighborhoods, our families. And I know that many of you may have those concerns as well, but I won't play the role of recovering attorney. I know your counsel will ensure that you stay focused on health and safety issues. There is a gap, I should note, and it's important to attend to, between intention and action. You are concerning a resolution today, and I'm grateful for that. It is going to be several months, I'm sure, before you have a final ordinance. And obviously your team, your council and planning staff need time to return to you with a final ordinance. In that period of time, of course, a detention facility could move forward in this county. Fortunately, California law, that is Government Code Section 65858, does provide local communities with the power to enact urgency ordinances. Essentially, these are temporary moratoria that can last between 45 days and a year, that enables you to have the time to do the work as well as the outreach that is required. I'd respectfully request that you consider doing so, and that enables you to return for board consideration with an urgency ordinance in a much more abbreviated timeline than with a typical matter. With that, I'm certainly happy to answer any questions. But again, just want to thank you for your tremendous leadership and partnership.
So,
Thank you, Supervisor Mueller.
yeah, so I'm perfectly open and supportive of amending the proposal to have it an urgency ordinance brought back to us at our next board meeting, so that we could go ahead and enact an urgency ordinance for the time period that staff is working toward the ordinance.
Supervisor Spear.
Thank you, Madam President. To Congressman Liccardo, I want to compliment you, because in a setting today where the administration is more than antagonistic, a Department of Justice is willing to trample on local, state, and constitutional law, you have taken your role as congressman to find a way to serve your district and your counties that will provide the protection necessary, at least slow down their efforts to try and trample once again on all of these rights. So you've done what I think is absolute some of the finest work, and I just want to compliment you on that.
Thank you, Supervisor. I want to thank Rania Mosen on our team for her hard work on this toolkit and her efforts. Thank you.
Supervisor Gaucher.
Now, I just want to say to Congressman Liccardo, thank you for your leadership and your work, and to my colleagues, thank you for reacting and responding so quickly on this issue. This was brought to my attention late last week, but to have this on the agenda today, it says a lot, and it makes me proud to be in San Mateo County. We were demonstrating that all of our residents matter and they all belong, and they can count on this county to protect them. So again, I'm excited to see this moving forward to ensure that residents are safe here in San Mateo County.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Just want to echo my colleagues' comments. Thank you so much. I just have a quick question. In terms of, just so the public knows, in terms of ICE detention centers that are sort of being constructed, do you have any background on where those are taking place and sort of the scale of that?
Sure. Thank you, Supervisor Canepa. We know that certainly from public information, a facility was planned in Gilroy, another one in Dublin. Both of those projects are uncertain in terms of their timeline. And I think because the county, I believe, this county is involved in support through an amicus of the County Santa Clara's efforts in litigation on that site in Gilroy. We know that delay is something that DHS has typically responded to by looking for other sites. And they have $38 billion in last year's budget, which I opposed, to go find other sites and pay other landowners whatever they want to be able to build other facilities. And so we expect they'll be looking at other locations. And so that is one reason why I'm so appreciative that the County of San Mateo is considering moving forward now to provide a role model for other cities and counties. If we can get everybody to move together, that could keep us all much safer.
No, that sounds fantastic. One of the things I was thinking about, and I don't know if it's for this specific piece of legislation as potentially as move forward through a potential urgency ordinance, but is really, and I don't know the conversations that have been taking place with your colleagues in Congress, but any sort of ICE detention center, moving forward through the United States of America, it's a serious issue. I mean, I really think, and so what I would just offer is to kind of understand what we can do to make sure that there isn't an ICE detention center in Gilroy, Dublin, but there isn't one in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so I think to me, and I think to a lot of folks, that's just critically important. So I know this conversation will continue, but I just really want to thank both the authors of the legislation and particularly you for your leadership. It's hard to put your neck out there on an issue that may be divisive. And so I think how you've moved forward and moving forward in a regional manner is critical. So thank you for your efforts.
Thank you, Supervisor. I should note that you're the ones that are showing the leadership and taking action. I'm the cheerleader. So thank you.
Keep
for your
cheering.
willingness to take action.
Thanks.
Thank you, Supervisor Mueller.
Yeah, and just while we're spreading the thanks, I want to express my gratitude to our county counsel's office and our county executive's office. We come to them more often with being the first, and they always rise to the occasion. So thank you. And with that, I'd like to go ahead and move the item.